bump date today, and big news, I am now officially in my 3rd trimester. I was so surprised by it. I got an email from like a baby website that I opened up, and they were like, welcome to your 3rd trimester. And I was like, oh. For some reason, I just didn't realize that it started at 28 weeks. So I'm now in the home stretch, guys. Home stretch, that's what you think about when you're in the 3rd trimester. And you just start thinking, I'm at the tail end of this. I'm excited about that. I found out the baby is about 2 1/4 pounds at this point in your pregnancy and about 14 inches long. So over a foot. I also, before I get into my bump date, I wanted to do a little service announcement. I wanted to let you guys know, because I usually don't include it till the end of my videos, but I wanted to say at the beginning, I do have an Instagram account, guys, so if you aren't following me on Instagram, make sure to look at the link below, because it's all there, all the information, so that you can follow me on Instagram, because I post a lot of, pictures of me and the kids. And also, we also have a Family for Real. Some people seem surprised by it on Jewel for Real when I commented back to them that I had one. I have a Family for Real channel, not just Jewel for Real channel, that we daily vlog, or we try to keep it as daily as we can. It's hard when you're on your 5th child and you homeschool and your husband has a full-time job, but we try our best. That's also in the links below, so definitely look there. Click on Family for Real, subscribe there, click on Instagram, follow me there, and you can see other things that are happening in your lives besides what I put up on Jewel for Real. Back to regular Jewel for Real bump date. So yeah, the baby is, they say, about the size of a large eggplant. And one thing about being 28 weeks now and being in the 3rd trimester is that I realize is from here on out, I go for my baby appointment this week, and from here on out, I'm every 2 weeks. I'm bi-weekly, like my bump dates are on YouTube. So I've been going once a month to my baby birth appointments. Now that I'm 28 weeks, it's going to switch to every 2 weeks. And then at 36 weeks is when it switches to every week. It's nice because it reminds you, like I said, that you're in the home stretch, but then the other thing that's kind of bad about it is like a 45-minute drive for me to get to my appointments for my midwife. And so I don't look forward to the long drive twice a month instead of once a month. One thing they say too is that the baby hears a lot right now and sees the difference of light and darkness. And I could definitely tell that with the baby, because when different people, and with not just myself, but when different people come up to me, like family members, and talk to my belly, the baby will start really kicking and moving in that particular area they're talking in. I know the baby can definitely hear, and it can definitely hear well, and it can definitely hear all those sounds that people are saying. It's just kind of fun to see it move or kick in the spot that the sound is coming from. And, if I'm sitting outside, like when I was swimming, and the sun was beating down, the baby would move around more and be more awake during that time. So I definitely know it's seeing light too. One thing that was particularly awesome for me to read and hear is that right about now is when the baby can start to smell your amniotic fluid. That I did not know, but it can smell your amniotic fluid, and it's like smelling your amniotic fluid. What it can do is that when it's born, it knows your smell because it smelled it in the fluid, and so that it recognizes mommy's smell when it comes out of the womb. Oh, this is mommy. Isn't that cute? And guys, if you haven't seen my name reveal for this little baby girl yet, make sure you check it out. I put it up on Jewel for Real already since before this 28 bump date, and I also have a name reveal on Family for Real. There are 2 different name reveals done in 2 different ways. One's a beachy theme on Family for Real, one's a glittery theme on Jewel for Real. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out and see the name of our baby girl. But the only thing is, now that I've done the name reveal, the next thing I've been researching and looking for besides names, I've now been doing with births, and seeing, even though I've experienced it a bunch of other times, I've been watching YouTube birth stories, and that's been interesting to me, but then it also has been sort of making me freak out and panic a little bit, because I'm like, oh my word, it's coming. It's happening. It's going to happen soon in the next few months. This has to come out of me. I don't care how many times you've done it. The realization hits you when you're in the 3rd trimester. You don't think about it because you're too busy planning other things and doing other things. And then also when you get to that 3rd trimester, you're like, oh my word, this has to come out. And I gotta push this out. And I do natural childbirth, and I handle it pretty well. I've been told anyway that I handle pretty well. It's still not something you love. Still get anxious about it when you're going through it, no matter how many times you've been through it. But it's easier each time because you know what you really become a pro at it, and you know what you're gonna do, and you know how you're gonna do it, and you know what works, what doesn't work for you. So in that way, the more kids you have, the easier that part gets. But you still don't look forward to going through the pain. I'm like sort of tensing up about, but I know I'll be able to do it. I've done it 4 other times. One thing that I've been told by people, you can comment below and what you think, if you think I'm carrying low or not. Different people have said, you look like you're carrying low. I believe I'm carrying lower because I don't have heartburn nearly as bad as I did with other pregnancies. Yeah, I'm gonna show you my belly right now and show you what it looks like at 28 weeks. And you can tell me if you think it's low or not. Okay guys, so here is the belly at 28 weeks. And you can tell me if I'm carrying low. I'm hoping so because I was carrying low with my 2nd child, Cohen, and he flew out of me in 2 hours. I was at the birth center only 2 hours before he came out. And it was a super easy delivery, and I felt great. I didn't tear. It was amazing. So I'm hoping that's the way this time. But if you notice, my chest is up here and the baby's down here, so I think it's low. And here I have like one of these pair of pants on because they're comfy. Gotta pull that down. Here's the baby belly. And I'm thinking about, guys, in this next month I will be doing a belly cast. Never did it before, trying it for the first time. And I'm also, here's the front, I'm also going to be doing a maternity shoot sometime this month too. So stay tuned for that. There we go. So symptoms of pregnancy, guys, since the last 2 weeks, over the last 2 weeks since my 26-week bump date, I feel like this is an easier pregnancy than a lot of my other pregnancies. An easier pregnancy than my other pregnancies. Why is that? I mean, because I've been complaining about symptoms to you guys. I still have symptoms. I still have like all the symptoms I mentioned in prior bump dates. But the difference is that I feel like I haven't been as nauseous and vomited as much as I did with other pregnancies. With other pregnancies, I dealt with yeast infections. I know it's TMI, but I dealt with yeast infections or bladder infections, and I didn't have to deal with that at all this time around. And the other thing that I haven't dealt with this pregnancy that I dealt with other pregnancies is heartburn. I mean, like I have heartburn, and I have complained about it to you guys or mentioned it, but it's not been nearly as bad this time around as other pregnancies that I've been through. The heartburn is at a minimal. I mean, I have to pop like 1 Tums every like 2 days with this pregnancy. And I'm at 28 weeks. And by this time, I was surely popping like 4 to 6 Tums every single day in other pregnancies. So that's another reason why I thought maybe this baby is really low. Maybe I'm carrying it really low because, you know, I also feel the baby a lot down in here and feel a lot of pressure down in there. So I'm like, maybe I'm carrying a lot lower. I mean, I have been more tired this pregnancy than any of my other pregnancies. Don't get me wrong. I've been more, that part has been worse. I've been more tired. And I've gagged more when I brush my teeth with this pregnancy than other pregnancies. I had more vein issues this time around than I did with the other pregnancies. But all in all, I just feel like it's an easier pregnancy with less complications. With Talia, my first child, I actually had preterm labor at 33 weeks, and they had to put me, I went into the hospital. They had to give like shots to develop the lungs and to stop the preterm labor. But fortunately, the preterm labor stopped, and I was on bed rest for a few weeks. But then when I was put off of bed rest, I never went into labor until I was like 3 days past my due date. But I never dealt with that with any of the other pregnancies. That was a once and done deal. But I'm super thankful that this seems like all in all, I can't complain too much. With every pregnancy, most people that get pregnant will deal with some or all of these symptoms. And I'm pretty thankful that it's been at a minimal compared to other pregnancies I've had. And so for that, I'm thankful. One thing I feel like another symptom that I'm going through over the last 2 weeks that I think has started is I'm nesting. I think the nesting has started. I'm like, oh my gosh, this needs done, this needs done, and that needs done, and this, and I'm like, and I'm making lists, and I'm like trying to start getting done things. Just this week went down to the basement, which is an utter pigsty. It's like our homeschool / playroom, rec room area, and the kids crap it out. They just like throw things everywhere. You moms have to know what I'm talking about and know what I'm going through. But we, especially our toddler, Brody, he's not really a toddler anymore because he just turned 5. But he's a mess maker. He likes to throw things around. And it just was really bad and really needed cleaned. And I spent 2 whole days, besides helping the kids with school since I homeschool, I spent 2 whole days like cleaning up, not sitting down, going, just cleaning as much as I could, and got the basement looking 85% better. I mean, it's not 100% of the way there, but it's coming along. And, I'm thinking about all these other things that need done. And now we're in the process of pulling out bins and switching the spring, summer stuff to the fall, winter, because we live in Pennsylvania where, there's cold weather. We have the 4 seasons, so we need to switch clothes, not just when they grow out of them, but also due to seasons. So I'm in the process, knee deep in that right now. And usually that lasts for like a few weeks. So I'm not I don't love that process, but it needs done. I need to see what I need for the kids for the winter because it's starting to get cold. So I'm just really starting to nest and really starting to look around and see what needs done. And actually having the energy to do it. Another thing I've been experiencing, I talked about in my 26-week bump date, having Braxton Hicks, and that has continued, not as much as before. It kind of mellowed out. I had a little more a couple weeks ago, but I still feel Braxton Hicks at certain times where I can definitely feel it feels like a contraction, but it's just my body getting ready for things. They say, when I looked it up online, they say it can start as early as 20 weeks. So, and I am 28 weeks with my 5th child. So I don't think anything will come of it or anything will happen, because I know with the other 4 kids, they all came 2 to 3 days late. And I'm sure that that's the case this time around. So I'm not going to believe I'm in labor until I'm 2 to 3 days past my due date. I'll really have a hard time believing it. Now that I say that, watch it be different this time around. Watch this be the only time that it's different. One thing I noticed, and I just thought I'd bring it up and see if it's something other people deal with when they're pregnant, is I've been very tired lately. Just the past couple of days. I had a lot of energy at the beginning of the week, was nesting. Now I'm very tired. I was also, besides feeling tired, I was feeling very out of breath. And my husband commented that it's probably due to the low pressure, because we've had a lot of rain lately, a lot of low pressure system moving through, and then that can lead to that. I'm guessing that that's what it was. So it's led to very, very out of breath feeling, more so than normal and more tired than normal the last few days. So I think that's it for my 28-week bump date, guys. I appreciate you listening in, and I haven't gone through a lot since the 26-week bump date. I do, however, have to get my gestational diabetes test and iron test levels checked again, and also just all that, and my thyroid checked again, and my baby appointment is next week. So a lot of things happening next week. So stay tuned. I'll fill you in on my 30-week bump date of all those things, what happened with my pregnancy with that. So until then, guys, make sure you comment below. Comment if I'm carrying low, like I said, where you think I am carrying high and people are wrong. comment about my name reveal, about the bump date, about other videos you'd like to see, anything below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow my journey, besides the baby dates and bump dates. So subscribe, follow along on this journey. Plus thumbs up if you like this video, guys. That's it, guys. Until next time, fly high and dream big.